What's up, everybody? It's LgDoucet here. Today is Monday, February 22nd, 2021. Welcome to The First Mint, a show where I cover marketplace trends, big sales, and everything going on with NBA Top Shot. It has been quite a week. I feel like I'm saying that a lot lately, but man, what a weekend. If you're new to Top Shot, welcome to The First Mint. Welcome to the community. I'm going to tell you right now that there's a lot to learn, and on The First Mint, we do our very best to bring you into this world and help you understand everything that's going on. Today's agenda, we're going to look at everything that's happened in the last couple days. There's been so much. We're also going to talk about how Shaquille O'Neal, one of the most legendary basketball players of all time, is coming to Top Shot. That was a huge bomb that dropped over the weekend. We're also going to look at, in general, what else is coming to Top Shot, including new moments. We're going to get tons of new moments, hopefully in the coming days or weeks. And in the second half of the show, you are going to listen to a sample from my guest appearance on The Burn, which is another excellent podcast going around the Top Shot community with great host Guster. We're going to talk about Cool Cat Supply, the switch from 15,000cc to LE, as well as just generally what you can expect coming from Top Shot in terms of a supply to user demand. I also want to give a quick shout out to my editor, Jesse, who has been helping me out this past week, making me and the guests on the podcast sound amazing. I want to remind everybody here that none of the content on the show constitutes trading advice in any way, and that the show is not affiliated with NBA Top Shot, the NBA, or Dapper Labs. I'm just a guy at his house who loves basketball and blockchain. This is The First Mint. All right, we have a lot to cover today, but I'm going to start off with a quick little segment about what The First Mint is all about, because I realize a lot of people might be listening to the show for the first time. So The First Mint was started in early January by me, LgDoucet. I've been in Top Shot since early September. We do 2 podcasts per week, one on Mondays, that's a bit more of a market report, and one on Wednesdays, where we usually have a special guest, typically a top collector. We do a live show on Friday afternoons with my co-host, The Real Phil D, and The Plunge Father, where we usually include tons of special guests and just tons of fun variety stuff. We have a Twitter account, The First Mint, where we tweet updates on prices of Cool Cats, other challenges that are happening, pack drops, live breaking news, all that kind of stuff. And we also have a website in the works that is going to help you answer some simple questions like how rookie badges work and how to spend your first couple $100 in Top Shot, if that's how much you're spending, as well as some more timely analysis from a few more contributors in the community. Look for that in the next little bit. Other stuff that's been happening at The First Mint. Last Friday, we had an amazing 2-hour show. It was our third one in a row. You can catch the replay on YouTube. You can also catch the audio replays, the episode right before this one in Spotify or iTunes. My co-hosts, the guys, they made fun of me a little bit for my Cool Cat projections from last week that turned out to be pretty inaccurate. We had some excellent guests on the show. We had Steph Sudo, who is a high-powered community member. You probably see her on Twitter and Discord. She talked about her investing strategy and how she doesn't do challenges, and how her lack of NBA knowledge actually helps her be a little bit better at Top Shot because it takes the emotion out of the decisions. And then we actually had a little surprise for Steph on the show, where we surprised her with an appearance by her twin sister, Jen. And then we had them answer a question that apparently all twins get, which is, are they telepathic? We gave them a challenge where they were in separate rooms. We had them do a challenge where they had to guess the same answer to the same question. And they actually went 5 for 5 on the questions, which was super impressive. So we answered the question of whether twins are telepathic. It turns out they are. They won 5 different moments for the audience, which we gave away in the chat and in the raffle. It was good for the audience too, because if the Pseudo Sisters were to get those questions wrong in the telepathy game, we were going to sacrifice those moments instead to the marketplace by listing them for $1. It's something we've been wanting to do on the show for a while, sacrifice a moment. It hasn't happened yet. But if we have more trivia and raffles and people are wrong, it might happen. Lots of other fun stuff on that show, so you definitely want to tune in every Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock Pacific. On the same show, we had the guys from Evaluate Market, Chris and Alex, and their third, Cody, who couldn't join us. They gave us a great 5-minute rundown of Evaluate.market, which is an excellent tool for evaluating your Top Shot collection. It lets you pull up any moment and look at some really beautiful charts of all of that moment's sales and its history. That chart has a bunch of different little dots on a cost axis, and you can see each serial number and how much it went for. You can even zoom in on different sections of the chart. It's a really awesome tool. It's got a few other really sick components, such as an account valuation tool, which shows you your profit on your account, as well as your profit on every individual moment that you own. They also have a new tool called Market Movers that shows you the highest performing moments of the day, as well as the lowest performing moments of the day, all filterable. Those market mover numbers are actually based on the high 50% of serial numbers, so that the numbers are a little bit more impartial. They're not skewed by low serial number sales. Evaluate.market is the website. Check them out and send them a moment donation when you can. Our last guest on that show was Arsenic. He was on the show the week before. He is a man, a power collector who's been in the community for a long time, who's on a quest to collect 1,000 Cody Zeller base moments from Series 1. It's getting a little harder by the day. On Friday, we were able to collect 50 to 60 of them by doing a little Cody Zeller raffle. Arsenic, a very generous man, was giving out some really awesome prizes to the community, including a Tyrese Halliburton rookie moment, as well as some other great rookie stuff and moments in general. Tune in. We are definitely going to have him back on the show. I don't think this Friday, but sometime in the coming weeks as he continues his quest. One last little bit of media. If anybody has Clubhouse, I was on there on Saturday night. I was on there with Roz Golden One Day from ESPN, as well as Woj, the legendary Woj. I didn't actually speak to Woj. He had kind of a different segment, but we were on there for a couple hours. Jacob from Dapper Top Shot, he joined as well. All of us had a really sweet conversation about Top Shot and its growth. I just want to say, Roz, from that conversation, she is an absolute legend. I've never seen anybody be able to carry a conversation with so many big basketball heads for so long. Awesome to be on anything with her. And during that Clubhouse session, Jacob from Dapper dropped some insane news that is going to have a ripple effect through the Top Shot community for a long time to come, that the next Run It Back set, which is supposed to come out sometime in the next 30 days, is going to feature Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson, and Shaquille O'Neal. Those three players are coming to Top Shot. If you want to look at what a Run It Back set looks like, go into the marketplace and type in Run It Back. You'll see some other legends in there like Kevin Garnett, Steve Nash, Tim Duncan. We're going to get another set of Run It Back set sometime between 2005 and 2010. It's going to pick just one year. We don't know which one yet. It's going to feature Shaq, AI, and Tracy McGrady. Some incredible news. So in the general news section, as you may have noticed, Top Shot is growing like crazy. Let's just recap everything that's happened, let's just say in the last 7 days. So a week ago on this podcast, I talked about how Gary Vaynerchuk had been talking about Top Shot. I talked about how I found a clip of him discussing Top Shot on some other podcasts and how it had been recorded a few days before and how he said he looks at it every day. Since that Monday, there have been news stories in pretty much every single major sports news outlet in North America. The Athletic, ESPN, Bleacher Report. There was a Forbes article this weekend. Mark Cuban and Gary Vaynerchuk have gone on other podcasts and started tweeting about NBA Top Shot. They're also both tweeting about just the NFT world in general. That was the first half of last week. The second half of last week kicked off with Josh Hart tweeting on Thursday night about Top Shot, which set off a chain reaction of tons of other players getting interested, like Damian Lee, Tyrese Halliburton, CJ McCollum, kind of culminating on Saturday when Josh Hart and Matt, his co-host from a podcast, did a live stream with Jacob and Roham, and then on Sunday where Josh Green, a different ball player, did a live stream with Jacob as well, also opening some packs. These were historic moments, not just for Top Shot, but for NFTs in general. What I really loved about that Josh Hart stream is that as he was opening packs, he was actually commenting on the plays that were happening. And I know we've seen that. You can do that on YouTube. You can see that kind of review. But to see him open the pack, not know what he's going to get, and then look at the play once and remember where that was and what he was thinking. Because the first moment he opened was actually a DeAndre Ayton dunk where the play starts, where Devin Booker has the ball and actually goes around Josh Hart. He actually beats Josh Hart around him to the rim and then dishes it to Ayton for the dunk. Josh Hart looked at it and said, I remember that play. I got switched up. Devin Booker got the switch onto me, and that's why he was able to beat me. That to me is so cool. He then watched another play from CJ McCollum and then just kind of shared that he thinks that CJ has one of the top 10 mid-range jumpers in the game. As a fan, I love that. I love having that kind of access to players. I love seeing their analysis. I like seeing what they think about when they look at these plays. And I love that they don't even know what play they're about to see. So it's much more genuine feedback. It's so real time. And the fact that he's talking about moments that are then part of a marketplace where there's currently over 70,000 users, and that we're all aware of kind of the dynamic nature of these plays and that he's aware of it also, just adds a totally different element to the collecting feel. And as a collector, I think it's also spawned amongst all of us, and definitely within me, more ideas for what Top Shot could become. A lot of people on Twitter have been talking about, will we ever see an owned by a player badge? So if someone like Josh Hart owns a moment, will we see a badge on it saying that he owned it, even if he sells it after that? Or the idea of maybe even a player having a special club just for people that own their moment, or even the ability to sign their moment, which we talked about last Wednesday on the pod with Axlo, who's actually working on that concept. Really great stuff to come. And the basketball players opening their own moments is literally just the beginning of the possibilities. Other stuff we need to talk about in this record-breaking, history-making week, obviously the financial side. Last night, we hit over $150 million of peer-to-peer marketplace sales, a record in the NFT world that is going to continue to be set. We're definitely going to get to $1 billion. I know that seems really far away, but that seems more feasible than ever. Within that 150, there are 53,000 unique buyers, 1.5 million different transactions, and over 70,000 owners. Yesterday, in a 24-hour period, we also hit $30 million just in one period. So that is 20% of those all-time sales being done just yesterday, which is crazy to think about how a month ago we were celebrating how Top Shot had broken $30 million all time, breaking Dapper Labs' own record set by CryptoKitties a couple years before, or I guess still being set by CryptoKitties. Yesterday, we also had another $100,000 sale, which is the fourth all-time, $100,000 still being the marker of the highest sale. We might see that broken this week. The limit in the marketplace is 250, so would not be shocked if we saw someone buy a moment for more than 100 sometime this week. Another little wrinkle that maybe not everybody noticed on Saturday night, Pranksy, who also goes by Pranked, which is one of the bigger whales in the NFT world, tweeted about how they had done over $3.5 million of sales in Top Shot, which constitutes just about like 2.5% of those all-time sales, which is amazing that that is done by just one person to be able to own that much of a market. And then, not long after tweeting that, Pranksy actually went into Top Shot and went on an insane shopping spree. He bought up metallic golds, hollows, cosmics, commons, everything. He went back in there and bought tons more stuff, which to me shows that the big whales actually think we're just getting started. So where do we go from here? What do the next couple weeks look like? We're going to hear more about that on my conversation with Guster in just a little bit. We're going to see more players coming in, higher profile names coming in, not just players, but big time celebrities. We're also going to see tons more supply. So a little bit of advice for you on that end. It's very easy right now, while everything is huge, everything's popping off, to get very married to your account value. But keep in mind, when new stuff comes out, you will need liquid, and so will everybody else. If they announce tomorrow that the Run It Back Shaquille O'Neal set is coming out this week, and that it's going to cost $275 a pack, you're going to want that $275. And if you don't have it in liquid, you will need it. And everybody else who doesn't have it in liquid will also need it. As soon as new packs are announced, we might see a bit of a sell-off. And don't forget, there's all the base stuff that's coming out, which we're going to talk about in a second. Everyone's going to want that too. Everyone's going to want that Emmanuel Quickly, Peyton Pritchard, all the new players that are having new moments. Everyone's going to want that. So my advice, trim the fat. Trim a little bit. Sell a couple things. Don't just buy. If the proverbial house of Top Shot is on fire, which moments are you leaving behind? Make that list. Sell them off. Never think about it again. Even if they keep going up in value, it's all good. You'll be happy when you have that liquid. Otherwise, strap in. All right, let's talk about new moments. Now, there's been so many big announcements in the last couple of days. Obviously, Friday was the 15,000 CC moments turning to limited, and that was one big swoop on Friday afternoon. That LeBron three-pointer has gone over $1,200 now. We know that. But also buried in there was the idea that new moments are about to come out. Yesterday, all of their Platinum Ice equivalents were minted. What does that mean? I know it's very confusing for people. If you're new to Top Shot, you don't really know what that's all about. Basically, every single new play that ever gets made on Top Shot first has 3 Platinum Ice moments minted of that play. Platinum Ice is an ultimate set. You cannot get Platinum Ice All of those moments of Platinum Ice are being held for promotional purposes. Apparently, they might start to give them to the players. Some of them might be auctions. Some of them might be prizes and hardcourt. Who knows? Basically, any new moment for Emmanuel Quickly, his first moment. Before that gets made into a base moment of 1 of 4,000, it gets made into 3 of 3 Platinum Ice. So when you hear people talk about Platinum Ice, just know that that's a marker. When those get minted, that means the actual common moments are coming. We got a lot of new stuff coming. And before going into this list, I just want to say I don't know when these are coming out, and I don't know if they're going to be in packs with the remaining supply of those 15,000 LEs. Keep in mind, those 15,000 LE moments, there's tons more to come of those. Some of those moments, like the LeBron three-pointer, there's about 30% of that hasn't come out yet. So we're still going to see those come out in packs really soon. We're also going to see other packs like Cool Cats 3. So keep that in mind, that we don't know when these are going to come out. It might be soon, and that they might be mixed in with other stuff. The new moments, what are they? There's 13 rookie moments where the rookies are featured in their first game and it's their first moment. So those will get 3 badges. Those are players like Emmanuel Quickly, Peyton Pritchard. Each of those is only going to have 4,000 mints each. There are also 24 first play moments, as in players who are veterans but do not have a play on Top Shot yet. Guys like Blake Griffin, Tristan Thompson, Avery Bradley, Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen. Those will be 1 of 12,000 limited. And then there are 117 other moments of players who already exist in Top Shot. There's a mix of stars, veterans, everything. There are also more of this year's rookies, like LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, except those moments will get 2 rookie badges because they will not be featured in their first game, or very unlikely. So they won't get 3, they'll only get 2. That's just for the rookies. And all those moments out of the 117, all of them will be minted minimum 25,000 moments. Starting at 25,000. So it'll be 25,000 CC plus. They could go higher. They will likely go higher. Again, these are just base moments. There's going to be tons more stuff outside of base moments coming, like Cool Cats 3, Cool Cats 4, Metallic Gold. Only half of that supply is out of the ones that you see on the market for Series 2. Only half of those are out. And there's going to be the Run It Back set with SHAQ and tons of other cool stuff, including potentially some legendaries. So if you're excited about new stuff and you listen to the earlier part of the show, you want to be ready to buy that stuff when it comes out. So be ready with your Dapper balance. The next segment you're going to hear is a small sample of my conversation with Guster from The Burn. You can check out The Burn on Twitter and find the full version there. We had an awesome conversation the other day. There's some other parts that I won't include here where I talk about the future of NFTs and the future utility of NFTs. If you're interested in that world, it's a good listen. If you love Top Shot, I highly recommend listening to it anyways. Here it is, me chatting with Guster.
When people enter the market, if the lowest moment they can buy is like $50, that doesn't work either. It's going to be impossible for them to get in. You need so many people come in, they make one purchase on their credit card for 1 pack for $9, and then they're hooked, right? But if they can't do that, you've got a huge problem. Yeah. So you still need that entry point.
And I think that delicate balance was struck when they decided to retire the current Series 2 base moments, right? Like everything just got capped off. You know, that LeBron 3-point card immediately becomes like a very hot moment to own. And I think it's only logical that like a Series 3 that has a huge supply, that may be something that you're calling for, to allow, you know, people who are joining the space new and fresh to have access to these moments. But it begs the question, and maybe, you know, we'll kind of peel it to the Cool Cats specifically, that will come up in this pack drop number 3, is like, how many Cool Cats should there be per cat in order for there to be like a solid supply, but enough so that like it retains some sort of like scarce value?
I just want to go back to the point you said about the things getting limited to 15,000. Right. I also have a theory on that.
Okay.
That I want to share with everybody.
Yes.
Is I think that those getting limited is also a gift to everybody who's gone through the struggles of the last month.
Totally agree. Love it.
Right. And we already had the gift. Everybody got the pack, the gift, or some people didn't, whatever. But this is like, okay, we're about to double in users. We already have in the last couple of days. And everybody's been collecting for the last month. When they came in, it was hard to buy Series 1 because they were really expensive. Series 2 is all they could get. They could open packs and they could buy $8 Joel Embiids. And now, boom, congratulations, everybody. That those 2 Joel Embiids, that 1 DeMar DeRozan, the Bradley Beal, the Jonas Valanciunas, all of them just went up 10 times in price. So congrats, because now everybody who's been in for the last month is now seeing their value go up
Right.
Because of the new user base who wants to buy up all this stuff. And then now we're going to have new moments, and all the users from, let's call it phase 2 from the past month, that's, if you call that phase 2, all the users from phase 2 will now have some liquid if they want it. If they want to liquidate a bit of their cards that have gone 10x, they'll have some liquid to start soaking up the new commons that are 25,000 plus. Right. So that to me is like, I think that's kind of like a huge gift to everybody who's been sticking around for the last month. It's like, hey, if you've been sticking around through all the pack drop issues, all that kind of stuff, and you're still collecting and you're still getting to like 50 or 100 moments, congrats. We just changed the rules of the game and all your moments went 10x overnight. It's like, congratulations, everybody. Like, there's your gift. There's your freaking gift.
And not only that, but like, let's run it back in series 3 here and hodl, because we'll do it again.
Yeah, well, that's it, right? And even the stuff that's about to come out, it's like, yeah, great. And then now we all know how this works, right? Now everybody who's been in for the last month, it's like, now you know what's up. Now you know that, okay, maybe they won't stay at 25,000, but you know how a 1 of 12,000 first moment, you know how much that can go for, and a 1 of 4,000 rookie, you know how much that can really go for. So now we all know that it's like, if you ever have the chance, like, there's a new LaMelo ball coming out, right? It'll have 2 badges. It won't be his first game. It'll be a later game, but it'll have 2 rookie badges, not 3. Everybody knows that LaMelo ball, it's like, man, if you see that for a reasonable price, you buy it. We all know that now. We all know that LaMelo can just explode at any moment. But a lot of the new users, they don't know that, right? Because it takes a couple weeks of experience to understand how this game can scale so quickly.
Right.
So now everybody in phase 2, we all know that, right? Yeah, all you guys know that. So you understand, so you can be better collectors, right? And then the new wave coming in now, they'll learn that as well. And then the wave after them will also learn it. And it just, everybody learns. But the longer you have, the more experience you have, the more you can invest and play this game properly. Cool Cats 3. Sorry, I kind of went all the way around. No, that was good. That was good.
There. Really good insight. But yes, like, how many cool cats do you think is reasonable per cat, so that we have like a good balance between scarcity but also achieving that challenge without such a high price point? I mean, $500 for Tyler Hero is ridiculous.
Is that what it's at right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. 20,000. Let's say 20,000. 20,000 moments.
Okay. That's what you're looking at.
What do you think?
I mean, so you have to times it by 5 for the total amount of packs, right? The first wave was 5,000 each cat, so that was 25,000 packs, and then they bumped it up.
Scattered over like 3 weeks.
Right, which had its own like.
Don't forget the RSVP and the raffle and like the botched drops, all this stuff. That was a scattered 25,000 packs that the Cool Cats won.
By the way, the Tyler Hero's low ask is $575, but I think 50,000 per cat gets you to where you need to be, because I really believe that new users are going to continue to come in. Like when JJ Redick tweets out this morning that he's in, that I think is like beyond a tsunami. Like, this is an avalanche with a tsunami of new users that are going to come in, and I think it's very reasonable that these cool cats today will only continue to go up in price because people are going to want that LaMelo, right? Like, LaMelo's always going to have that like explosive value, and more and more people are coming. Like, we're not stopping. Like, this isn't going to plateau. Now, if you want to make an argument that it plateaus, love to hear it, and maybe 50,000 per cat is unreasonable, but I really think 250,000 cool cat packs is what should be done for next wave. I know it's a large number.
Totally. Well, I mean, I think Cool Cats was intended, let's say, to be a very accessible challenge.
Right.
Not a metallic challenge, not a hollow challenge. Eventually, when we get the next Run It Back set, there'll be a Run It Back challenge. But to stay on Cool Cats, it's like Cool Cats was always designed to be accessible, to be easy to do, right? To give everybody like just something really simple to do, to spend $50 and you'll get the experience of doing the Luka. Because one of the most important experiences of Top Shot, obviously opening packs is number 1. Number 2 is collecting, trading, buying, selling. Number 3 is doing the challenge rewards, because it's like an added lottery system, right? Buying a pack, already a lottery system. Like, are you going to get a LeBron? Are you going to get not a LeBron? That's fun. Buying and selling and trading, that's strategy. But number 3 is, again, another kind of like fun raffle lottery feel where it's like, okay, there's going to be 3,400 Luka Doncic. which number are you going to get? Are you going to get number 1, number 3,000, somewhere in between? So there's always an excitement to the challenge rewards, and it's really important for as many people as possible to do that. And right now, if you're looking at it, it's like, okay, well, you got 48,000 people, individual buyers who are down to buy stuff on Top Shot. You need to create something where most of them can participate in the challenge so they can get a taste of it. So 10,000 Cool Cats 2 each, not nearly enough. 5,000 of the first one, not nearly enough. So the third one, yeah, you're right. I'm saying 20,000 and you're saying 50,000. That's a good number because then everybody could do it. Everybody could technically do that challenge if they want.
Honestly, like, I still don't think 50,000 is enough. You know, like, I think that if there is a race for a challenge, like, I really think that when more people can find it accessible, that's only going to draw more and more people in. I don't call for more than 50,000 per cat, or ultimately 50,000 rewards, just because you want to keep some sort of scarcity to it. And, you know, you do want to incentivize the early adopters for that challenge. But yeah, I know it's a big number, but I think it's actually very reasonable.
Well, that's it. And you won't change the goalposts on the LaMelo challenge. It doesn't matter. The most that there can be is for 3,463, right? Because that is how many Lukas there are. So it doesn't matter. That is the maximum number of LaMelo. So if you had a Luka this whole time and you held it, good for you. It doesn't matter if they make, 300,000 of the next Cool Cats wave. That doesn't matter.
Right.
It'll just be easier for you to collect those, and more people will be able to do challenge number 3 and challenge number 4, which will be fun for them. And it'll just draw more interest to trying to get that LaMelo. And if any of them think, give everybody a taste of how important it is to do challenges when you can, right? Because everybody who splurged on doing that first Cool Cat one, now we're laughing. If you held that Luka, you are laughing because the price is 3 times what the floor price was for those first Cool Cats.
One of those guys laughing is definitely me. I mean, I like, under no circumstances I going to sell it, right? Like, I saw this LaMelo challenge and I had to have it. But I mean, the fact that people were selling that thing for $750 early, I thought was crazy.
I can't believe I didn't buy one. I looked at it. I was like, man, should I buy one for $850? Like, this seems kind of low to me. But at the same time, like, when the market is low on something, this is just some general advice I give friends as well. And I talk about this on my pod as well. If there's a star player and they seem underpriced, it doesn't matter what the moment is, it's underpriced. Like, that's just like a general rule. Like, for the last couple of weeks, I've been staring at Ja Morant for $15, Series 2. I've been staring at Kevin Durant, like, easily the second best player in the league.
I know.
Maybe not every night performance, but in terms of like all-time greats, like, there's LeBron and then there's Durant and Curry. Those are the 3 main ones in the league that are like multi-championship MVPs, easy Hall of Fame, obviously.
Right.
Kevin Durant, $22 for that 3-pointer of the new moment for weeks now. And it's just been like every day buying a few of them because I'm like, this seems wrong. It seems wrong that it's so low. But then the fact that it seems so wrong kind of tricks your brain, because then your brain's like, wait, why doesn't anybody else want this? Should I want this? I can only do what everyone else does. So you kind of have to go against the grain. Everyone's trying to sell their Kevin Durant for $23 and you have to buy it for that much. And now, how much is that thing? $200? $250? Come on. The star players scale on such a totally different level. So if there's a challenge reward of Luka that is going for half the price of what it costs to attain him, oh my God, it's so underpriced. But it seems so weird to look at, but it's so underpriced.
I just love how in that like small analysis you hit on like 3 big things about this space that I'm addicted to. And first is like just the money aspect. Like, you're controlling like a little portfolio, and I love that aspect about it. The second one is that like there's this like psychological FOMO that's constant and you can't get away from it. Like, should I be doing this? But what about that? And like it's happening always. And at least for me, I can't stop thinking about it. And then like third, you have this idea where it's like convergence of your NBA fandom with some like financial market analysis, and also like this like challenge that's like competitive, that like you want to be able to like have it and like show it off later, right? And I think that's what you're seeing with like new users coming in is that maybe that first wave was collectors and crypto people, right? Or collectors and NBA fans that maybe had 2 interests that were already involved. But like, what happens when just that NBA fan comes in and then gets introduced to all of the things that are already interconnected along in the platform? I think it's really exciting.
Exactly.
Really, really exciting.
That was an some conversation. Again, you can look up The Burn on Twitter. Guster420 is the host. Highly recommend that podcast. We're pretty much at the end of the show for today, but before we wrap up, I do want to very quickly talk about security and safety in Top Shot. There's a lot of new users. Currently, Top Shot and Dapper does not facilitate trades, and you cannot trade within Top Shot. So if you want to trade moments with somebody, you have to do it off the marketplace outside of Dapper. It is not recommended. Again, there are a lot of new people in Top Shot. There are a lot of scammers out there. Every day I see news stories of people having their money taken, having to report scammers, especially people trying to sell unopened packs or people trying to buy unopened packs. This is a long game. There is tons of supply. There's tons of great stuff still to come in NBA Top Shot. I know it's very tempting to try and buy something that's there. Now I'd have to pay the 5% that Dapper charges. But again, play the long game, folks. If you are unsure of the deal, you don't know the person, you don't know if you should trust them, walk away. Trust me, it is not worth it to get scammed for something like Top Shot. Otherwise, I wish everybody a happy week of collecting. We'll be back on Wednesday with a very special guest where we are actually going to talk about a very similar topic, unopened packs. So tune in for that. Follow The First Mint on Twitter. Hit me up in Discord, LgDoucet. Hit me up in my DMs. I do my best to respond to everybody in a timely fashion. Otherwise, have a great week. Let's hope for more packs sometime very soon. We'll see you Wednesday on The First Mint.